Good morning, this is Taylor Bryant, Master Tech, and today we're going to be talking about putting a vehicle in service mode, which will give us more room to do more work underneath the hood. Today our usual suspect here is going to be my B5.5 Passat 2003. It's a 1.8 turbo wagon, and I'm going to show you how to get the front of the vehicle off. You're going to need to do this if you are doing the timing belt, anything up front. One of the main reasons why I'm doing this is to go in and replace the secondary air injection lines, and I want to show my students kind of how to put a vehicle in service mode, and so I want to show you as well on how to do service mode on these vehicles. It's very easy, takes about 10-15 minutes to do, and it gives you about an extra 9 inches to 12 inches of space in front of the engine for you to do any of the repairs that you need to do. So let's get started.
Now I'm learning.
Okay, so first step that we're going to do is we're going to take the front fascia of this bumper off right here, all the green plastic that you see in the grill. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to get a T30 bit right here, and we're going to take off this bolt right here and this one there. They'll just come off. You need to keep them separate because they're special bolts. And then after that, we're going to be taking this hood latch off here, the little tongue that sticks out for the hood latch. We're going to be taking this off. You need to be real careful when we're dealing with this because these get brittle. If you do this and you break this, it's going to be very hard to get the hood open. So if you've got an older vehicle, it might be good to get another one of these. They're very cheap, and just have it handy for when it does break. You can go ahead and slap one back on there. But this actually moves this mechanism right here to open up the hood, and we're going to remove it by taking off the clip and putting a large screwdriver in between the legs of this, spreading this out to come off the peg here. Okay, so we need to remove the grill so we can access some other bolts here. So what we're going to do is just pull this up. You'll have a little clip right here that you have to undo. And you press this in, and you're just going to pull this whole assembly up. Be very careful because this can break. So once we do that, we'll resume for the rest of this. Okay, so after we get the grill off here, you'll see you have these 30s down here. There's 4 of them that need to come out. Then we are also going to come around here, and if you have a rack, this is a lot easier, but you have either their 20s or 25s along here. There should be 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them, depending on what model you have, and these need to come off. Also, if you have the underbelly pan on these, you're going to have to remove that too. And after we get this off, this will all slide forward, and we'll be able to see the structural part of this bumper. So this comes off. Also, this this bolt right here, this 30 right here, needs to come out. So we'll go ahead and do that. When you're taking the bumper off, we need to make sure that you unclip the light bulbs for these, and if you have fog lights, you need to make sure that you unplug those as well. And if you happen to have a European model or an Audi, you may have a headlight washer system that'll pop up through here, and you're going to need to unhook that and probably drain the washer system as well. There is a vertical bolt that goes up through here. You'll have to take off as well. So just remember that. There's one there, and there's one on this side as well, and it'll just be right there. It's a T20. Let's see if I can get my light on it here. See right there? You just see the head of it. And so once we get that off, everything will slide forward. All right, so we got all the bolts out now, and I'm going to take this. So this normally only takes, if you only have one person, then you'll just do one side at a time. Take that off right there. You'll have, there's your fog lights right here. So those just come loose like that. And these side lights, again, you'll have the bulbs that come off of those as well. And just lay this down. You want to lay it down just like it came off the car, not face down. You'll end up scratching the paint. And after we get this off, you'll see the main structure, your rebar. Here's what they call it. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take off this 30 right here. Actually, before that, we need to take off this structural piece right here because we have to take the bumper off right here. So you have your 30s here, this will come off. Then you have these bolts here, they have nuts on the bottom as well, and we'll take those off and get this rebar out of the way. And then I'm going to show y'all how the rest of this comes together. Alright, so these are the bolts that hold the bumper on. They're pretty long. They go in from the top. You may have to hold the top with a wrench to get it off here. Okay, so now we have, if you're doing a condenser or anything like that, anything back here, this is about as far as you need to go because the condenser's right here, of course. Pressure switch for the AC or any of this stuff in here, this is about as far as you need to go, but we need to go a little bit further because we want to pull all this down. So our next step is going to be, we need to remove these 3 screws right here, they're Phillips head, and we need to come here. We need to get this one loose, and there's one on the other side. There might be actually, yeah, 2 on the other side, right here. So this holds the bottle for your washer fluid, so we need to remove these 2 right here out. And after that, we're gonna move to these right here, but I wanna show y'all something with them. I'm gonna come over to the other side and get the other bolt. And these 2 right here. Okay, now we're going to find the size of these. I think they're T55 maybe. And then you don't have to take these off. Everything should just slide forward. But you'll have, for some reason, this one looks like it wasn't even tightened up last time here. And then you'll have one's missing here. You may have a couple missing. It's been a while since this car's been on the road, so these come out, and then we'll have 2 more bolts we take off. One right here, and on the opposite corner above the headlight right here, and then all this should slide forward. And it'll give you a lot more access. Okay, these are T45s right here. We're taking them off. That one's already loose. Go ahead and take that one off as well. And I went ahead, and while they're doing that, I want to show you, I went ahead and took these bolts out here. So this part will pull out. It's a little bit difficult at this angle here. This part will just pull out right here. Just set this to the side, and this will slide out like that. See, that's where the holes meet up. So that'll slide out, and it'll just give you some more space, especially if you're working in the airbox area like we are. We're going to be replacing some secondary air injection lines, so this is really ideal for us. Okay, now we were 2 bolts away right here. We need to go ahead and take this one off, and this one off right here. Now as you take more stuff off, you'll notice this is getting looser and looser. This will be pretty much the last bolt here. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just pull this forward, and you can see that the space that this is giving us here. So you can pull this a little bit forward here, and you can get in there and do all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be replacing the secondary air injection lines, which run up through here, so it's giving us a little bit more room. But this is really important when you're doing the timing belt. Anything like the fan, the electric cooling fans, your radiator, your condenser. It just makes things a lot easier to get to. Okay, so to put this back together, we just do the opposite of what we did to take it apart. And just remember to torque everything back to specifications. If you have any questions, please list them in the comments below. I'm very active on YouTube about answering questions. And if you learned something here or like what you saw, please like and subscribe the video, and we'll see you next time.